Hey, how's it going, guys? Dusty here, and this is a ground war domination game I got on Village a couple weeks ago. I'm using the M4, and this is before I got it gold, so it's a pretty nice gameplay, but this video isn't quite about the gameplay. I just kind of picked this video because it's kind of an entertaining game, and it's something for you to watch, like kind of eye candy while I talk about what I wanted to talk about, and that is, I wanted to give some tips on just ways that I have fun playing Modern Warfare 3. I guess this video was kind of inspired or motivated, you could say, from me watching videos online, going to message boards, doing all the stuff, basically just going on Call of Duty websites online. And pretty much anywhere you go these days, you see just absolute enormous amounts of hate for Modern Warfare 3 and Call of Duty in general. And the thing is, a lot of the hate doesn't just come from, like, people say, oh, Battlefield fans or whatever. A lot of the hate comes from people that play this game a lot. Like, so often I'll see, like, people post videos on how much they hate the game, or just post comments, like, hating on everything. They're clearly just people that are pissed off at the world, apparently, because they had a bad session in Modern Warfare 3. So I kind of thought I'd make a video about it. I kind of thought to myself, like, wow, these people hate this game, yet they're still playing it. Or, you know, they don't even play the game to have fun. It's almost as if they play it just to rage and just to hate on people or something like that. And, you know, it kind of bugs me. I don't know, it strikes me as really weird. And because the reason why I play the game is very simple. I play it because I have a lot of fun playing it, and I play it just to have fun. I try to make the game as fun as possible for myself, and it just doesn't seem like a lot of people do that. And I kind of wanted to make a video about it and just share some of the tips I have, you know, just share some of the ways that I have fun playing the game. And, you know, maybe it can spread to some people. And I'm not saying that you guys, like any of my subscribers, are like this, or any people that rage constantly, but I thought it would be a good topic to do a video on nonetheless, just because I think it's a good idea to have fun while playing video games. So anyway, the first topic I wanted to talk about is, you know, setting your goals. A lot of players set their goals, and they plan on, every time they play, they plan on just running over lobbies, getting like 80 kill gameplays. You know, a lot of the serious players do this, and it seems anytime they have like a subpar game, or just, you know, a game that's not great, or a session without a great gameplay, they start to get pissed off. Like, people will get pissed over a game where they go, say, 30-15, which is, you know, by all standards, a good game. Yet they'll get pissed because, you know, they got killed by campers, or a couple of their deaths were, quote, bullshit. And to me, that is just the wrong way of looking at things. Where other people would look at a 30-15 game and say, oh, bullshit, I got killed by so many guys, it could have been so much better. I look at it as, you know, hey, that was a pretty good game, let's pick it up next time. I think it's all about the mindset that you have when you go into it. If you're sitting there setting your goals so high and getting pissed every single time you know, fail those goals, every single game that you don't reach them, I think that, you know, your sessions are just not going to be that enjoyable. You're just going to be playing as if it's your job or something to get a certain, like, amount of kills, and you're just going to be disappointed or pissed every time you don't reach that. I say, instead of turning on the game or going into a game with the mindset of, okay, how am I going to get screwed this time? Or, you know, what's going to happen to me this time that's going to make me pissed off? I say just go into the mindset of, all right, let's try to have fun. And it seems really simple, it seems stupid, but honestly, it does work. You know, just try to get into the habit of every time you die, if it's by a camper or if it's just something super cheap, you know you got screwed in reality, instead of getting into the habit of just getting pissed at it and finding new ways to complain about it, get into the habit of just kind of making fun of it or making fun of yourself and find a way to laugh about it. A couple videos ago, I posted a video, you know, talking about overused doesn't equal overpowered, and the point of why I'm saying this is, during that video, there was one life where some guy, like, jumped over me, like, from a ledge, jumped over my head. I was watching him the whole time, shooting at him and missing. He jumps over my head, turns around and knifes me, and, you know, I just got completely owned. And there are some people out there that if that happened to them, they would get so pissed. You know, they would start harassing the person that did it, like, screaming bullshit, all this. And, you know, when it happened to me, I was cracking up. I thought it was the most hilarious thing. I mean, this guy made me look like an idiot. And if you haven't seen that video or that part, you know, just go back and watch it. Even in the commentary, I laugh at it. I get a good chuckle out of it because it was really funny to me. And, you know, just that. that could have changed around my session so much. I ended up making a great gameplay out of that because I stayed in a good mood, and I had a clear mind. I was constantly thinking. A lot of people might just get pissed, and that could ruin their entire game. Me, I turned it into a YouTube gameplay because I stayed with a good attitude. But other people, it could have went the complete opposite direction. But at the end of the day, my point is, just try to find things to laugh about instead of getting angry about them, because it really does help. Just a simple chuckle over something that would otherwise make you mad could really change around an entire session. And, these campers or, things that screw you, instead of just getting pissed and letting it ruin a game, maybe, try to find funny ways to get back at the person. If you know someone's camping in one spot, instead of just running back and keep dying and getting pissed, maybe put on like a class in an RPG or just do something silly or stupid to make, to get a kill and, start to laugh about it. That always works, and, I don't see why it wouldn't. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is, kill-to-death ratios and win-to-loss ratios. So many people take these things so seriously, and, even I'm guilty of this myself every now and then. You just kind of got to learn that these things don't matter and no one cares about them. For the longest time, I played, to really just improve my kill-death ratio. I would always be like, oh my god, it dropped 0.02 points today, or, yes, I had a great day, it went up 0.01, or just things like that. And, sometimes it would just affect my play style, it would affect the way I play. I would be like, oh my god, I don't want to die too many times here, because it would affect my ratio. What would the people on the internet think about me? And, you just kind of have to train yourself to realize that it doesn't matter. No one gives a crap. My ratio right now is like, I don't know, 2.13 or something like that. At one point, when Modern Warfare 3 first came out, it was like 2.23, and every time it would go down a little more. At any time I would start using like a shotgun or a sniper or just a different weapon that didn't have silencer yet, it would go down a few points, and I would get all scared and nervous, like, oh my god, this is horrible, people are going to think I suck now. And, it just kind of took a while, but you just kind of have to get into the habit of thinking like, yeah, okay, no one cares. At this point, it really doesn't matter. No one's going to judge you based on ratio in a video game. You're not going to be able to put that on a resume. And that is one thing that really pisses a lot of people off. I think one of the reasons people get mad after they have a bad game is because they're afraid that, their internet ratio is going to go down or something, and that really affects their way of thinking. I don't know if that's the case, but I know it was for me for a period of time, so that's why I just kind of fear that it's like that with other people that start to hate the game and get mad at it. And I think it's just because, like, something happened and it ruined their ratio, and that's one of the reasons they're bitching. And that's just kind of a bad mindset to have as well. And, I don't really have any tips for specific ways to change this mindset. You just kind of have to find your own way. Find a way to get into a habit of realizing that that's not important. At the end of the day, I really hoped you guys could take something away from this video. I didn't want to sound too preachy or anything, but this is kind of an important subject, and I feel that it's one that gets overlooked every once in a while, because so many people hate on the game, and I think more people should just have fun with it, because that's what it is really meant for, and I really do think it's a fun game. Just basically remember that none of this really matters at the end of the day. It's only a video game. It's meant to have fun. And just try to laugh at things. That's the biggest tip I can give. I really hope I helped some of you guys out. If you are someone that does get mad once in a while, if this helped you out in any way, shape, or form, let me know. If there's anything in the video that you wanted to comment on, feel free to leave any type of a comment. Other than that, really, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.